I'm Jen, and today I'm going to show you what I like to use my leftover roasted chicken for. I made a roasted chicken last night for dinner. I made that video and uploaded it yesterday, so if you haven't seen it already, please check that out. But I like to use it for different types of dinners, and chicken enchiladas is definitely one of our family's favorites. So today I'm going to show you how I make the sauce for the enchiladas and then how I assemble them. Because the hard part's already done, the chicken's cooked, it's shredded, it's ready to go. So we just have to go ahead and get to making this. The first thing that I'm going to do is make the sauce. But because the sauce comes together so very quickly, the first thing I want to do is get all of my dry ingredients into this bowl and ready for when I make its a roux, basically. So the first thing I need is 3 tablespoons of white flour. And I know there are other ways to make this. I really like, there's a recipe where you only use chili powder to make your roux, to thicken your roux, but that one's a little tough on my little guy's tummy. So I prefer to use the recipe that does have flour. And then next I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder. And you can lessen the amount of chili powder if you feel like that's too much for you. But because I'm using the flour, I think the other recipe I use is like 5 tablespoons of chili powder. So that's a lot. Alright, so we need 1 tablespoon of chili powder. We need 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. And then I'm going to do half a teaspoon each of garlic and onion powder. And next I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of cinnamon. I'm just going to go ahead and whisk these together. And there we have our dry mixture for our roux. So to start our roux, I'm going to get my pan heating up over a medium heat. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of oil. You can use vegetable oil if you like. I just happen to use olive oil for everything. So 1, 2, 3 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to need that again later. And I'm going to let that get hot. Alright, let's see if a pinch of the dry ingredients sizzles. If it does, then we know it's ready. Okay, so it is ready. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in. And I'm going to whisk that together. And we're just going to keep whisking this and keeping an eye on it until it deepens in color just a little bit. It already smells fantastic. Alright, so now that the color has deepened, I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken stock. I'm going to get that whisked in. We don't want any lumps. And then to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I've showed you guys before, I do prefer to get it in the tubes. Just because I never use a whole can of tomato paste for anything. And if I need one for a recipe, I will buy a can. All right, so we've added 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm gonna go ahead and get that whisked in. It's already a little thick quickly for how I like it, because we want to cook this for a few minutes in order to cook off some of that raw flour flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and add, what do I have here, about a half a cup of water. I'm going to add a little bit of it at a time. Because we're going to let this cook for about 5 to 7 minutes or so, just to get it nicely cooked through so we don't have any kind of raw flour flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that, and I think that should be enough. Okay, so we're going to let that cook. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Okay, so it's been cooking for a few minutes, and I think it's ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the heat. And then the rest of this is going to go relatively quickly. You don't have to use your bare hands if you don't want to. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to turn this way and get my plate close, because this is the messy part. This is the reason for the apron. So I'm just going to take the tortilla and I'm going to get it in there and get it nice and soaked in the sauce, and then I'm going to plop it here, and I'm going to do a few at a time so that I can assemble this quickly. But we're just doing this to give some sauce on each tortilla. All right, we'll start with these 4. And then for the inside, I'm just going to add some shredded chicken. You can put whatever you want in them, really. You can do ground beef, you can do chicken, you can do cheese. And then I'm going to do a little bit of onion. This is just some finely chopped onion. I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to get it in the pan. And, of course, I'm making a mess, so we're going to shove that back in the end there, because that belongs to that enchilada. All right. So yeah, just a nice big pinch of ground chicken, and then I do a small pinch of the finely diced onion, and then just tuck and roll, and then try not to drop everything out. All right, I'm gonna finish rolling these. Well, no, I guess we'll roll a couple more, and then I will finish rolling these, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so now that we have all of our enchiladas rolled in the pan, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little bit of this onion, just because, you know, I already stuck my enchilada hands in there, so as not to waste. And I like onions, and my husband likes onions. My son doesn't mind onions. Well, it's probably mostly because he can't complain about anything yet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pour the rest of this sauce right over the top. And I'm just going to use a spoon and try to even it out a little bit. Okay, so now the final step is just I'm going to put some cheese on top. And I am just using a triple cheddar blend because that's what I have. Usually I have like a Mexican blend cheese in my refrigerator, but my little guy has a thing for quesadillas. So And I didn't get any at the grocery store today, which, shocking. But I guess I want to use up what I have. So, alright, so that's about, I want to say probably about a total of a cup. About half of a bag of cheese. Okay, so now that we have all the cheese on, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees, just till it's nice and heated through and everything is nice and bubbly. Alright, I will see you guys in just a few minutes. So yeah, the enchiladas just came out of the oven. They look delicious. This is going to be a wonderful dinner for my family. I will be serving this with some rice and some salad, and that's it. There we go. That's our dinner. Alright, you guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.